Shalom, giving our praises, honor, glory, and worship unto Yahweh Bashim Rashai, Bahasham Rachakadash. Double honors to you apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations unto you, Akim. Alright, this lesson will be entitled, not sure, but what I will say is, you heathens, you Muslims, you Arabs, you different heathenistic Muslims, the Heavenly Father is not dealing with you. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will spit on you, and you're going into slavery. Yep, you're going into slavery. Now, this is a small hat video. This guy's a Tal Oren. The guy up in this top corner, he's a small hat. But the small hats don't like the Arabs and they don't like the Muslims. So he's bringing out this information about, essentially the Muslims orchestrated an expansive, to deal with the sub-Saharan slave trade. Even to this day, they have a lot of slaves of Israelites. And what, so-called black people, they look down upon us. But what they fail to understand is, as it is written in the book of the prophets, the meek shall inherit the earth. And so their proud and stout visage will not stand in that day when Yahweh Shah returns. They're going to be put in the ashes. They're going to be brought to the Levant, and the Lord is going to cremate every single one of them. All their soldiers are going to go to the Levant to fight in World War III, as the prophecy says, and Yahweh Shah is going to return, and he's going to cremate them. I'm sick of this shit. These filthy Arabs and these other heathens. Arab not even a ethnicity. What are you proud about? Arab comes from the Hebrew word Arab, which means mix. You're a multitude of people. It's about ultimately it's about the seed of the Father. So you got that fake nationhood that you got going on over there. You really should put it to rest. Anyway, it's Deuteronomy chapter 30, but this shit pissed me off, man. You get these proud ass heathens running their stupid mouth. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies. Right, so the curses that wouldn't put the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade, us being humiliated, our women's being raped, our children not having protection. This is going to happen to you and your children. According to we're gonna believe you, or we're gonna believe what Moses and Joshua said? We're gonna believe you and your emotions, or we're gonna believe the Torah, the Bible, the prophets, God, who you call Allah? Which one we gonna believe? Which one we gonna go with? Which his name is Yahweh. His name, Allah, simply means power in Hebrew, which Arabic is a baby language that comes from Hebrew. Firstly from Syriac, and then going down to the genealogy originates from Hebrew, right? So that term Allah simply means power or God. But the name of the Heavenly Father, which for us, we call him Heavenly Father because we're the sons of God. You guys are nothing but heathens that he don't give a damn about. But for us, he's our Father. Then you got the stupid heathens saying in their fake Quran, he taketh him not self-sons. Yes, he does. How about you go read Hosea? How about let's talk about the fact that the book of Revelation said this is the conclusion of the books, and no man can add unto the book, but the Quran came 700 years later. But they don't talk about that. They would never discuss that. They would just continue living a vain life. Let me get this. Let's go to Isaiah. Because you're proud and you're stupid, and now you got to be put in place via prophecy. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. And Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. So he's going to choose Israel. And Israel is not those people in the land right now that's wearing small hats on top of their head. Those are Amalekites. Israel is speaking of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and those of us who are scattered abroad. Because Israelites are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It says, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. That's the Israelite foreigners. That's the Israelites that are scattered through these different provinces of the earth that the Lord's going to have mercy on. It says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, meaning they're going to cleave to the house of David. When it says they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, they're going to cleave to the house of David, which consists of the prophets. Verse 2, and the people shall take them. The people is the house of David. Who are we going to take? Lord will not know that number. Who are we going to take? We're going to take you heathens. It says, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. You are going into slavery. I hope you enjoy the vanity of an hour. Because the party's over. Time to call it a day. Time to call it a day. It's a wrap. Because you're proud. You know. The Lord hates a proud look. A haughty look. You guys are proud. You put the descendants of Moses, the descendants of Aaron, the descendants of King David, the descendants of Joshua, the descendants of Jeremiah, of Daniel. You put their lineage of people in slavery. That's what you Arabs did. That's what you Muslims did. What do you think Yahweh's gonna do? Who you call Allah? What do you think he gonna do? His chosen people. Even the Quran tells you that the Israelites are the Lord's chosen people. Have you not read it? Have you not read the surahs? I guess not. I guess you overlooked that. I guess you overlooked it. See, we're not just talking out of our butt. We've read what you think you know. We're familiar with it. And the problem is, you might have read this and that, but you're in the position where you ever learning, but never able to come into the understanding of the truth, as it is written. So yeah, you read this, you read that, but you don't get it though. It says, servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives. Whose captives they were? What did the Arabs do? Look at these Arabs talking shit.
Do you know what that pertains to? And this, just by the way, isn't an exclusively black.
Look.
Just because. And we're sure this is shocking for many of you that just hear the news. And America overthrew Gaddafi doesn't mean slavery started because America overthrew Gaddafi. Muslims and slavery of enslaving African people is a common problematic issue in the Muslim world. Ask any Muslim, they will tell you yes. They will tell you yes. They will tell you. Ask any Muslim in a closed room how they think of black people, what they call black people behind closed doors.
And this is a small hat, which we know you small hats. You guys put us in slavery too, so you not off the chain either. You Israelis, you going into slavery too, and you American Edomites. Because you Israelis, you are Edomites, and you Americans and Europeans, you are Edomites, and you Arabs, you a mix of a bunch of shit. Okay, a lot of you are Ishmaelites. A lot of you, especially in the oligarch class, are Edomites. You have a mixture of Elamites, which is Persian descent because the Achaemenid Empire. A lot of you are Aramaeans, descend from Aram. A lot of you descend from Ashur, these biblical patriarchs. That's what you Arabs are. You see? But the point is, you going into slavery too. We just read it. All right? What I want to get? Oh, that's a good one in the book of Psalms, 147. Do y'all want me to get that, Mr. Heathen? Let's go get that. Oh, that's good. This is Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel, meaning the words, the prophecies. He have not dealt so with any nation. He didn't deal with any other nation. Muhammad was an Ishmaelite. The Lord was not dealing with Muhammad. All right? The Lord is not dealing with you other heathens. Your sheikh, the Mahdi, this and not. The Lord not dealing with none of y'all. Your imam, the Lord not dealing with y'all. He's dealing with the children of the covenant. All right? Which are the children of Israel. And not just because you are Israelite, but because you are truly called and you're of the initiated. Because there's a lot of Israelites that are bugged out and don't know what's going on and are not walking on the path. It's about the elect. It doesn't matter. We don't care about none of you heathens, and we don't care about the rest of you Israelites, you wicked, evil Israelites. It's only about the elect of the nation of Israel. That's what the Lord is dealing with. Verse 20, it said, he have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. So you heathens, you Muslims, you heathens, y'all don't know the judgments of the Lord. And that you ran with that term heathen. Oh, we don't call them a heathen, an infidel. The term heathen means a non-Israelite. Or an Israelite that doesn't follow the customs of the Bible and doesn't follow Yahweh Shai, they will also be considered a heathen. But in the very first state of the infancy of our nation, we will consider heathens as non-Israelites. You know? So you are heathens. You don't descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You descend from some random heathen, all right, eating bush meat. You heathens over here talking about you follow the prophets eating camel meat. That's not kosher. That's not sanctioned by that's not legitimate to eat. You heathens eat camel meat, man. So I don't want to hear nothing. You are some savages. All right, you don't follow the prophets. That's just as bad as eating pork. You eating camel meat is just as bad as you eating pork. Swine. But you're a heathen, so it don't matter because you're a heathen. But as far as you Israelites are concerned, you can't be eating that. The heathens can eat what they want to eat because they're heathens. So you Muslims, you Arabs, you can keep eating that camel. But you Israelites, you can't eat that stuff. All right, because your temple is holy. And when the kingdom comes, we're going to tell them what to do. We don't have the power to tell them what to do now. When the kingdom comes, when we establish our kingdom, we're not going to let them heathens, them Arabs eat camel meat no more. They're going to be told what to do. All right, so that we're going to give all praises, honor, glory, and worship unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakotash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations unto you, Akim Shalom, keep the faith.